I'm here outside of the Pontotoc Electric Power Association, where customers can expect to get fiber internet services. But get this, it'll be through the Tombigbee Electric Power Association. Now, company leaders made the announcement about the collaboration today. Tombigbee Electric Power Association staff is working on phase 3 of their fiber to home project. CEO Scott Hendrick said the phase includes providing all customers with fiber internet service.
We don't know anything in science faster than the speed of light. So fiber lets us send internet signals at that speed. So it's faster than 5G, it's faster than any fixed wireless, it's faster than copper cable.
Monday, Hendricks and Pontotoc Electric Power Association General Manager Frankie Moorman announced that Phase 4 of the project will be providing the service to Pontotoc customers.
Phase 4, they're saying that it'll take around 6 months for construction in that area. Company
leaders made the announcement right here in downtown Pontotoc.
There is a need here in Pontotoc County for this high-speed internet service as far as our schools, home health.
Company leaders hope to make the fiber internet process available here in Pontotoc County by 2023. Live in Pontotoc, Brianna Bynum, WTVA 9 News.
Vacation's all they really wanted, but for one school district, some are a bit shorter, and some a bit longer. Why is this happening? What is going on? We've got that answer coming up as the News at 6 continues. Vacations all I ever wanted. It was a good one. Vacation. You're 11:27. Andrea did good. Okay. She did it. Tower cam's down.
I don't know. It didn't come up earlier, but I figured it was just Iris.
Welcome back, everyone. A school district in the Golden Triangle will move to a schedule with a shorter summer break and longer breaks in the fall and in the spring. Starkville Consolidated School District's trustees voted to set the new schedule for the 2022 through 23 school year. That means that students will only have 6 weeks off in the summer, but then they'll have 2 weeks off in the fall, winter, and spring. School calendar will still have 180 days for students and 187 for teachers. Superintendent Dr. Eddie Pizant said that these extended breaks give students a chance to catch up if they're struggling in some classes. It would replace the need to retake courses during summer school. In Jackson, the Mississippi School Boards Association is breaking ties with the National School Board Association after the nonprofit sent a letter to President Joe Biden asking for federal support investigating harassment and threats of violence against school board members. Mississippi School Board's leadership said in a letter, quote, MSBA can no longer allow NSBA to speak for our association or our membership and can no longer see the value of continued membership. They said Mississippi will end its relationship with the National School Boards Association on June 30th of 2022. Mississippi said they will work with other school board associations in other states to form a new organization. U.S. Senator Roger Wicker of Tupelo applauded the Mississippi School Boards Association's board of directors for voting to terminate its membership with the national board. Wicker said, in part, I commend the Mississippi School Boards Association on their sensible and measured approach to this issue. They are standing up for Mississippi parents. U.S. Senator Roger Wicker applauded the school board's decision. Grenada's public library was one of 25 state literacy supporters to receive a portion of a $95,000 grant. The Grenada Star reported that the grant was awarded by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation. The library's director, Crystal Osborne, said that the library will put the funding to good use by helping address dyslexia, one of the most common learning disabilities. If you're driving around the Tupelo area, heads up, you're going to have to find a new way to the downtown area. The city says it's closing Green Street from Magazine to Clark Street tomorrow starting at 9 in the morning. Tupelo Water and Light employees will take out a tree that's in the right-of-way. The road should reopen by 4 that afternoon. Nice and clear today, but cool, especially if you were walking along the trace, though, under the canopy of the trees. It got a little brisk and chilly out there today. Our chief meteorologist, Matt Lobhon, he'll join us in just 2 minutes. He's got a complete look at the WTVA Severe Weather Authority forecast. Plus, it's almost here. Who will be this year's Grand Marshal for the Tupelo Christmas Parade? There she is. We'll introduce you to her and the others. WTVA 9 News at 6 continues. Bizarre.
What'd you say, John? Should be ready. Awesome. Would you do Lowe's while you're at it? Okay, well. If you can get it done. Okay. I'll get it. If not, that's okay.
Remember, you're going to have to open up reality.
Say again?
You're going to have to open up reality.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. Why won't you drag? That'd be great if you drag. You know, see, I'm dragging you down, and you're giving me the "you can't do it" logo. Why is that? Drag. Drag. I'm dragging you down, and you're not doing anything. Crap. Okay, this is going to be interesting because it won't drag into place. Drag.
Something's going up.
I don't know what.
Something's going on. Okay, there it goes.
Huh?
Had a circle for a long time. But I think we need to load. Load the red.
Does it load?
Load, yep, they loaded.
Oh my gosh, like it would not drag into play.
Now, your WTVA Severe Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist Matt Lobhon.
Stepping out there tonight, gonna have to grab that jacket first.
Oh, absolutely. It is chilly, and it's going to be another one of those cold nights. I think some 20s on the way for some spots by early tomorrow morning. We'll look city by city through that here in a minute. One of the things Emily mentioned off the top of the show, and John was tracking all the way back in the 4 o'clock broadcast, some of the issues. The bright lights you see there, not as zoomed in as what we had earlier on, but still some delays associated with southbound 45 in the Tupelo area near the intersection there of McCullough and 45. There's a wreck there. It's had all kinds of issues. It's been backed up for hours, still backed up at this time. So keep that in mind if you're heading southbound. Maybe Gloucester's a better option, some other roadways around there. We're at 48 degrees right now. Feels like 45 degrees in the Tupelo area. Hour-by-hour forecast for tonight has us holding on about 38 as we look toward 9 p.m., 36 by 11. So a chilly night already unfolding with wind chills likely much of this evening down in the low 30s, and low temperatures tomorrow morning into the upper 20s. The low 30s will be 53 by noontime. A lot of sunshine on the way for tomorrow. That'll make a difference, as well as calmer winds, making it feel a lot warmer than it was for today. We build those temperatures a little bit more for your Wednesday. Still chilly to start, frosty likely for early Wednesday morning. Thanksgiving Day, rainy in all likelihood for at least part of the day. I think midday in the afternoon is the most likely time frame, meaning the morning for most of us should be dry. We'll talk hopefully about that Egg Bowl forecast here in just a couple of moments. So those temperatures at this instant out there, we show 48 in Tupelo, it's 48 in West Point as well as Columbus at this time, 47 degrees in Grenada, and 43 our cool spot up in both Ripley as well as Corinth. Corinth feels like 39 right now, so there's enough wind out there, though it's calmed down some from earlier, that it's going to slice off a few degrees for what it feels like at this moment. We'll keep, for the most part, as you can see, clear skies around for tonight and still just a little bit of wind movement. That's one of the things that actually keeps from getting as cold as maybe potentially could. We'll say 27 for that low temperature in Oxford and Ripley tomorrow morning, as well as Iuka. 30 degrees in Tupelo. I mean, everybody basically below freezing except for maybe Macon and Aliceville there. We show around 33. Normal this time of year is 40. I mean, this isn't the first time we've hit freezing for most spots, but certainly it will be frosty early tomorrow morning, so you have to get that off the windshield if it doesn't melt off fairly quickly. It would be mostly clear as we look toward noontime, and by tomorrow in the afternoon, again, mostly clear skies, the dominant feature. High temperatures, mid-50s to maybe low 60s. We'll get to 60, we'll say, for Kosciuszko and Louisville, about 59 Duck Hill, 58 degrees in Grenada, 57 Tupelo and Hatley, as well as Amory, low 60s. Normal for this time of year, so not quite that for tomorrow. We keep it clear again through tomorrow evening, and then the clouds start increasing as that next storm system gets closer to us. A lot of cloud cover on the way for your Wednesday. Travel day for a lot of folks Wednesday, so that's why we go on the wide perspective here. We don't see really any rainfall until late in the day for locations back toward Arkansas, Texas, and Missouri. Heading anywhere east, we're in good shape. We're dry. We're clear for your travel day on your Wednesday. Now, as we go into Thursday, rain chances do get a little bit more likely, with rain chances arriving as we progress through the day and into potentially the midday and the afternoon time frame. We'll have a higher version of Storm Tracker to show you a little later on. I wanted to get to some rainfall potential here. We're saying fairly widespread rainfall amounts, around 1/3 of an inch to maybe 1/2 an inch of rainfall as that line moves into our area. The timing, though, is still somewhat flexible. Here's the deal. As far as the Egg Bowl is concerned, we'll say 54 for that kickoff temperature, but patchy rainfall likely at least before the game, but probably for the game as well, at least part of the game. We're hoping maybe we can get it out of here as it progresses through. That's not something I'm willing to guarantee at this point here. There will be showers around at least within a couple hours of game time, and I think I would plan accordingly, expecting it to be cool and possibly rainy for at least part of that game. And regardless, even if the rain falls out of here, you're going to be lucky if it feels like the 30s by the conclusion of that one. It will not be a particularly warm day. We're dry by Black Friday, dry into the weekend as well. So Emily, tomorrow morning, frosty and cool to begin it. I think probably the best day, the travel day this week, Wednesday, one of the best days we have all week long, and at least the morning on Thanksgiving looking dry.
All right, sounds good, Matt. Thank you. And it is just 3 days away, guys. The biggest Thanksgiving football game in the state. How's Ole Miss gearing up to take on Mississippi State during this year's Egg Bowl? We'll hear from Lane Kiffin himself as WTVA 9 News at 6 continues. Did we have a parade last year? Well, she is like the infectious person. But still, yeah, they should have shown all of them. Yeah. He would have nothing to do with COVID. Just be there. If it was a horse-drawn carriage, he could ride the horse. Just a suggestion. New at 6 tonight, they were the first on the scene during the pandemic. Now the city of Tupelo has given them a very special honor. North Mississippi Health Services on its Facebook page announced that infectious disease specialist Dr. Mindy Pruitt, seen here, will serve as just one of the Grand Marshals for the Reed's Tupelo Christmas Parade. The other three are her colleagues at the hospital, Mary Pruitt, Jason Orman, and Deanna Yates. The Downtown Tupelo Main Street Association said that they chose these 4 people for their work during the pandemic. Thanksgiving is a time for gratitude, but it's also a time for the biggest rivalry in the state, the Egg Bowl. Last year's Egg Bowl, much like everything else in 2020, was different. Fan capacities were still in effect, and it wasn't the last regular season game of the year. In 2021, the game is back to normal, and it was the highest stakes since 2015. Both teams expected to be ranked in the college football playoff polls. Ole Miss ranked 8th in the AP poll, so will be the Rebels' highest ranking going into an Egg Bowl in a very long time. Even when both teams are unranked, the tensions are pretty high for this particular game. And when Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin was asked about the animosity between the two programs, here's what he said.
Someone said it the other day, like, we kind of don't make sense to be here, Leach and I, that we like get along. And so, maybe we were brought here to bring a state together or something. Get you guys to get along. It is football, so you really shouldn't hate people just because they went to a certain school. But I like him, always liked him. He's funny.
Yeah, and the funny man himself, Mike Leach, will hold his press conference around 8. We'll hear from him coming up on WTVA 9 News at 10. Pack the pickup, just a little over a week away. Join us for 12 hours of giving at the Tupelo Farmers Market. We'll set up on Friday, December 3rd from 6 in the morning to 6 at night. We want you to bring good food. Forget the junk food or expired food. Bring some really good food because we're trying to build a healthy community. If you can't make it out, you can donate to the Hunger Coalition of Northeast Mississippi. Text the word pickup to 40403 and come out and see us on the 3rd. We'd love to see you there. You can put a smile on some kids' faces come Christmas with this year's toy drive happening in Columbus. You can drop off your unwrapped gift at the Saving Grace Mission on Saturday from 9 to noon, or you can drop it off during the week. There's also a box located at the New Family Dollar on Highway 45 in Columbus. They're looking for toys for girls and boys from birth to 18 years old. They're accepting donations until December 15th. A local nonprofit's gearing up for its holiday giveaway. Wear It Well will host their community holiday giveaway December 8th at the Charles and Ruth Morris, located off of West Jefferson Street. The agency will have clothes, shoes, accessories, and blessing bags of personal hygiene items for the whole family, giving back to the community. The event begins at 10 in the morning. CDC guidelines will be followed due to COVID. E equals MC squared. It's a well-known equation from a very famous scientist, but there could be a new equation. Manuscript equals $1 million squared. We've got that story right after this. Can somebody prompt the 6:30?
You realize a million squared is a trillion, right?
No. I didn't write it. I just read it.
A million squared is a trillion
$1 million squared is $1 trillion.
How much is the manuscript?
No, but a million squared is a trillion.
I know. Don't you go back there. She will punch you in the face.
Don't get that. A million squared.
I want him to stay out there.
I want him to stay out there. We're not math majors. Go sit down.
Why does this happen every single time I turn a wand on? There's got to be a whole overhaul for this thing. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
I'm sorry.
I just don't think I've ever been able.
A manuscript about, there we go, about the general theory of relativity by Albert Einstein's hitting the auction block. Einstein co-authored the manuscript alongside friend and Swiss physicist Michel Besso. The manuscript will be auctioned off in Paris tomorrow. Christie's auction house estimates that its value is anywhere from $2 to $3 million. The 54-page document on the theory of relativity is said to be one of Einstein's most notable discoveries. A little light reading, no big deal. Thank you so much for making us your choice for the news at 6. The news and weather continues right now on ABC WTVA with Alyssa Martin and John DeLusick. You guys have a great night.
Straight ahead tonight at 6:30, a traffic alert for you tonight from Tupelo Police, where this trailer flipped and how long traffic will be impacted. Plus, visitation is underway right now for a retired sheriff in Chickasaw County. We share how he is being remembered. And later on, fiber internet service is expanding in one part of Lee County. We hear from residents on what this means for them.
Live, local, late-breaking. This is WTVA 9 News.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us tonight for WTVA 9 News at 6:30. I'm Alyssa Martin. Happening right now, a traffic alert for drivers in Tupelo tonight. Take a look at this mess right behind me. A scrap metal trailer flipped on its side late this evening, causing a traffic headache for drivers. Take a closer look at that video. This is on Highway 45, just south of the McCullough Boulevard exit. Craig Ford shot this video, sent it to us from the scene. Tupelo Police said to expect delays southbound for a few hours tonight. Make sure you avoid this area if at all possible. We will keep you updated from Tupelo Police. Happening right now in Chickasaw County, the community is coming together to mourn the loss of retired Sheriff Jimmy Simmons. Visitation is being held right now at First Baptist Church in Holka. Simmons served Chickasaw County for 24 years. He was elected in 1991. He was the only sheriff to serve 6 terms. Current Sheriff Jim Myers said that he was more than just a co-worker. He considered him a close friend. Now, Simmons' funeral service will be held at First Baptist Church tomorrow. That is starting at 11 in the morning. Customers of the Pontotoc Electric Power Association will have the chance to get fiber internet service. This is through Tom Bigby Electric Power Association. Staff announced the future collaboration today. WTVA's Brianna Bynum went to Pontotoc to tell us why company leaders said it's a big deal.
Tom Bigby Electric Power Association staff is working on phase 3 of their fiber to home project. CEO Scott Hendricks said the phase includes providing all customers with fiber internet service.
We don't know anything in science faster than the speed of light. So fiber lets us send internet signals at that speed. So it's faster than 5G, it's faster than any fixed wireless, it's faster than copper cable.
Monday, Hendricks and Pontotoc Electric Power Association General Manager Frankie Moorman announced that phase 4 of the project will be providing the service to Pontotoc customers.
Phase 4, they're saying that it'll take around 6 months for construction in that area.
Company leaders made the announcement right here in downtown Pontotoc.
There is a need here in Pontotoc County for this high-speed internet service as far as our schools, home health.
And that was Brianna Bynum reporting in Pontotoc. Company leaders hope to start the fiber internet process in Pontotoc by 2023. The Starkville Police Department is encouraging residents there, if you see something, say something. This after someone found a stolen gun, leading to an investigation. The Starkville Police Department said a vigilant citizen noticed this gun lying in the grass while they were out on a walk. Police said this definitely prevented a child from finding that gun. They encourage you, if you see something, let them know. Over in Monroe County, the Monroe County Sheriff's Department is reminding you to lock your vehicle doors, especially at night. This comes after an increase of car break-ins. Sheriff Kevin Crook said his department had another round of car break-ins last week. But once again, none of the vehicles burglarized had locked doors. A very important reminder, especially during the holiday season. Busy Thanksgiving travel is sparking some COVID concerns across the country and here in Mississippi. State health leaders said effective herd immunity is not possible with Mississippi's current vaccination rates.
80% of people have some degree of immunity, and that sounds kind of good, but because Delta is so contagious, it's not really enough. So we know that there's a lot of vulnerable people out there.
State Health Officer Dr. Thomas Dom said the state needs at least 90% of the population vaccinated in order to reach herd immunity. According to the state's latest data, as of this morning, more than 3 million Mississippians had at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. Less than half of that number is fully vaccinated. In Monroe County, if you are still looking to get a COVID vaccine, there's a chance to do so and also catch a parade at the same time. The city of Aberdeen will be giving vaccines at its Christmas parade on December the 7th. It's an effort to get more people in the community vaccinated. But the city is urging you not to wait until December the 7th. It's suggested you go to Walgreens or your healthcare provider now. Mississippi is no longer under a state of emergency due to the COVID pandemic. This is a look at video taken back this summer when the governor and other state leaders thanked our National Guard here in Tupelo. State leaders first issued that emergency order back in March of 2020, just a few days after the state reported its first COVID case. That enabled the governor to mobilize Mississippi National Guard members to help with COVID-19 testing and vaccination sites. Thanksgiving now just a few days away, and already travel industries are reporting record numbers of travelers this year. TSA said more than 2 million people passed through U.S. airport security checkpoints on Friday alone. That's the highest checkpoint volume for a single day since the pandemic started. AAA predicts Thanksgiving travel overall will rebound to near pre-pandemic levels, with more than 53 million Americans expected to be on the move for the holiday this week. That's a 13% increase from last year. The TSA anticipates the Sunday after Thanksgiving will likely see the highest numbers of air travelers, with people returning back home, but they will probably not reach the all-time record set on the same day in 2019, when 2.9 million people were screened at airports. Well, you can have the chance to give back to the community with a blood drive happening in Verona. Mark your calendar. The Verona Police Department hosting a blood drive. It's happening tomorrow, the 23rd. It is from 11 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. They also said all successful donors can expect a $10 gift card and a Mississippi Blood Services tumbler as well. Pack the Pickup is just a little over a week away. Join us for 12 hours of giving at the Tupelo Farmers Market. We will set up on Friday, December the 3rd from 6 in the morning until 6 that night. We want to build a happy, healthy community, so please avoid bringing any junk food or expired food. If you can't make it out, you can always donate to the Hunger Coalition of Northeast Mississippi by texting PICKUP to 40403. Make sure you come out, see us on Friday, December the 3rd, and help us pack the pickup.
Alrighty, and weather-wise right now at just about 6:38, we're going to be looking at some pretty good looking weather over the next couple of days, and maybe a little gradual warming trend. However, there are some rain showers in our forecast, and most likely those will be on Thanksgiving. We'll talk about all that and a lot more in just a few moments.
Plus, we still have more news ahead. Coming up, a local school district is changing the length of its student summer break. We explain how and what exactly is changing as the news at 6:30 continues. Some people in Lee County said internet service is just bad in several areas. As WTVA's Brianna Bynum reports, things could be looking up as fiber internet installations are now in the works.
I'm here outside of Tombigbee Power, where just this month the company expanded their fiber internet service to some rural parts of Lee County. Now that expansion includes areas from Moorville to Carolina. Jesus Solis lives outside of Moorville. He said a good internet connection is rare.
If it rains or something like that, we don't have any service.
Destiny Ward said she lives on a back road in rural Lee County and also has trouble with the stable internet connection.
I mean, yesterday it wasn't because we had this thunderstorm, and then the internet started acting up.
There's good news for Ward, Solis, and other people in their situation. Tombigbee Fiber will expand their fiber internet service to the rural areas on this map. Solis said he's glad the company is expanding to rural areas because reliable internet is not a want but a need for his family.
Especially since my wife works at home and she needs a good internet service to do her things. So I think it's going to be a blessing for us, especially now that kids do a lot of homework and stuff in house.
If you live in one of the expansion areas, you can call and sign up for the service, and installation should start 3 to 4 weeks after you sign up. In Lee County, Brianna Bynum, WTVA 9 News.
In Lowndes County, a community is mourning tonight after losing a Columbus police officer and local business owner. Columbus Mayor Keith Gaskin paid tribute to the former lieutenant on Facebook. This is Lieutenant Jeff Pyle. His family buried him on Saturday after he lost a battle to cancer. Mayor Gaskin said Pyle loved Columbus and was always looking for ways to serve the community. A school district in the Golden Triangle is moving to a schedule with shorter summer breaks and longer breaks in the fall and spring. The Starkville Consolidated School District trustees voted to set the new schedule for the 2022 through 2023 year. Students will have 6 weeks off in the summer and 2 weeks off in the fall, winter, and spring. The school calendar will still have 180 days for students, 187 for teachers. The superintendent said these extended breaks give students a chance to catch up if they're struggling in some of those classes. It would replace the need to retake courses during summer school as well. A Mississippi State offensive lineman is the winner of the 2021 Kent Hull Trophy. Charles Cross is the recipient of this year's Kent Hull Trophy. The award is presented annually to the top college offensive linemen in the state. Cross, a redshirt sophomore left tackle from Laurel, is expected to be a first-round pick in the upcoming NFL draft. The trophy is named in honor of former MSU and Buffalo Bills player Kent Hull. It is now just about 6:44. Our Skill to Work series takes a look at a local furniture manufacturer that's looking to hire during the holiday season. The story and much more as the news at 6:30 continues.
Now, your WTVA Severe Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist John DeLusick.
Well, John, we mentioned it at the start of the newscast. Want to check back in on that wreck in Tupelo, Highway 45, just south of the McCullough Boulevard exit.
Yes, I've got the map right here showing you the slowdown that's happening with the southbound traffic. Northbound, everything's in fine and dandy shape, but the southbound traffic, not as slow as it was a little while back, because actually the traffic has not as heavy as it was during rush hour, but still, you're still getting some moderate to heavy backups just north of the McCullough and 45 exchange. As we take another vantage point, the video right there, you can see the cars moving very slowly. This is the southbound lane right there. This is 45, and Yeah, as we come up down, this is McCullough Boulevard right in through here, and this is the south of the 45 McCullough exchange there. And again, very slow traffic there. They're still cleaning up that mess of an accident from earlier this afternoon, earlier this evening. No precipitation found out there right now. Everyone's dry, and it's going to be dry for a couple of days across Mississippi and western sections of Alabama. You can see these little flowing things. That's the northerly winds at about 5 to 15 miles an hour right now. Will be dying down in their speed later on tonight. Some pretty good brisk gusts in the northern Gulf of Mexico, so that cold air has reached all the way down into the Gulf of Mexico. We're looking at chilly conditions and staying chilly, as a matter of fact, still for another day or two until we warm things up. And then when we do warm things up, we get a little rainy toward Thanksgiving. Here are your temperatures out there right now, mostly in the 40s. As a matter of fact, off to our west, 50s and 60s. Some of this mild air will try to seep in before we get some rain in here later in the week toward Thanksgiving. 30s later on tonight, 36 at 11 o'clock. On our way to a low of about 30 degrees, give or take a few degrees. And you're looking at temperatures tomorrow warming up into the middle to upper 50s to near 60 degrees. You're looking at nice clear skies across our neck of the woods. As a matter of fact, we take into the future, notice the clear skies all the way through the night tonight, all the way through tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon, just looking nice, fine and dandy as high pressure dominates our weather. Here's a look at your morning, more or less, right around 6, 7 o'clock. Your wind chills roughly in the upper 20s, lower 30s. The air temperature should see pretty equal to that because of the lack of any big time wind, very light winds in other words. And you're looking at temperatures tomorrow afternoon topping off in the middle 50s to near 60 degrees, 60 around Louisville and Kosciuszko, 58 in Grenada. There's your forecast for Thursday evening. If you're wondering about the Egg Bowl, there will be some patches of rain starting off in the late morning into the afternoon hours and into the evening hours. So Starkville definitely could see some patchy rain. Temperatures in the 50s, wind chills easily in the 40s. So it's a chilly football game in store for a lot of folks. And then you're looking at, again, not much of a big-time roller coaster ride. We've seen over the last several weeks these big changes from the 40s to the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and back and forth, back and forth. Now we're staying mainly in the 50s and 60s over the next several days, including that rainy Thursday, Thanksgiving. Morning lows, for the most part, stay in the 30s and 40s all the way through the next 5 to 7 days. So all in all, Alyssa, things are not as volatile as they were a couple of weeks ago, and usually volatility leads to some severe weather, and we were very lucky we didn't have any severe weather, but now we need to watch Thursday. Thursday will be some showers, something reminiscent of what we saw yesterday. Not severe, but maybe some isolated thunderstorms that could be a little heavy at times.
All right, if we could just, have it maybe not impact the Egg Bowl too much. Not saying I'm going to personally be there or anything, John, but just
I'll try to magic. I'll try to
just asking for you to work your magic, a little Thanksgiving miracle.
It's not working yet. So.
Well, you still have a few days, so no pressure just yet, John. All right, thanks so much. We'll be right back.
This Skilled to Work story is brought to you by General Atomics and Northeast Mississippi Community College.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us tonight. I'm Alyssa Martin. If you like working with your hands in a fast-paced environment, you might want to head over to Pontotoc to a certain furniture manufacturer. For this week's Skill to Work, WTVA's Bronson Woodruff took a trip to let you know how you can get a job making furniture.
We're willing to train anybody that's willing to work.
From building couches from scratch to packaging them up to getting them ready to ship out. You can find a career at Behold Home. The manufacturer specializes in upholstery furniture. The company has facilities in Pontotoc and Smithville, and right now they're also hiring for a new facility in Amory. Bob Connell Jr. started at the Behold Home facility in Pontotoc about 2 years ago.
I started in here and I was a nobody. I was floating different tables and things. I started out on line. Now I'm on the best line in the house. And do like family.
The best line in the house, he said, adding that's line number 1. You can see him working on that line right here.
It's our job as industry leaders to cultivate new talent.
According to VP of Sales John Beard, training is an important part of the workplace. He said they have multiple positions open in every department.
Experience is a plus, but in these business conditions, we have to learn to train. And the person that's willing to train is going to be the company that wins.
They'll take people fresh out of high school or college, or maybe someone who's been out of the workforce for a while. Positions include upholsterers, framers, springers, or foam fabricators, and more. Beard said they're locally owned and locally operated.
Frame building, poly mill, cushions. I mean, there's a forklift driver. I mean, anything you really want to do, you're able to do it here. Take hard to work here. You come here, have hard, we'll make good pay, they'll take care of you. I can give you my word on that.
Impressive work there by Bronson. In Calhoun County, the sheriff is calling on you for help. Sheriff Greg Pollen is looking to make sure some inmates have a warm meal on Thanksgiving. He's asking for any church or civic group to provide a meal for up to 50 inmates on Thanksgiving Day this week. If you'd like to help out, you can call the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. The department is asking for full meals or snacks. You can help put a smile on some kids' faces this Christmas with some toy drives happening in Columbus. You can drop off your unwrapped gifts at the Saving Grace Mission on Saturday from 9 in the morning until noon or anytime during the week. There's also a box located at the new Family Dollar on Highway 45 in Columbus. They are looking for toys for girls and boys up to 18 years old. They're also accepting those donations from now until December the 15th. It is 6:55, taking a live look through our MDOT traffic cam tonight. Things are pretty calm and clear across the area, maybe except for where that traffic tie-up is in Tupelo. We will give you another update on that when we come back. Of course, this is in that area where that scrap metal trailer flipped on its side. You can kind of see that in the distance there. We'll take another look at this in just a minute.